Yo, haha. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a Zohran Mamdani edition of Wos Speaks, my boys and girls and non-binary homies. Yo, welcome back to Wos Speaks. I'm your host, of course, Big Wos, aka Wosny Lambre. Woo! It's been a rough, man. It's been a rough, I'd say since November of last year. Anybody who considers themselves to be part of the political left coalition in this country, you just been taking L after L, myself included. Just L after L after L. It's really been just like, wow. How many L's can we take in a row? And lo and behold, man, last night, that's why you got to be in it to win it, folks. Last night is proof positive of why, as much as we take L's on the left, there cannot be any quit because there's always a possibility for victory. Okay? And woo! Last night was sweet, sweet justice. Oh my God. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you've been living under a fucking rock, okay? There was a Democratic Party primary for the mayoral candidate of New York City, the place of my birth and upbringing. And boy, Zohran Mamdani, Democratic Socialist, 33 years old, former state assemblyman, beat the fucking brakes off of Andrew Cuomo, y'all. Guys, this is an upset of monumental proportions. Like, we're talking about, and look, this guy got in the, it's not just that he won, it's that he smoked this fool. And you have to consider the context. All he is an state assembly member for the area, I was about to say Corona, in Astoria, Queens. No name recognition. In fact, when he got in the race, he was polling at 1 fucking percent, y'all. Okay? He's going up against Andrew Cuomo, legacy Democrat, okay? His dad, Mario Cuomo, former governor of New York, who many people consider to be a legitimate progressive Democrat. Mario's son, not so much, not even close, not at all. Like, God, is this dude scum? Anyway, legacy Democrat, 11 years in the governorship, okay? Every single major institution, special interest in the city lined up behind him. Who do I mean? One, of course, the fucking real estate interests, the most powerful lobby outside of Wall Street. Them and Wall Street, the two most powerful lobbies. Of course, you know Wall Street was behind Cuomo. Pretty much every single union, major union in New York besides UAW, who had the balls, because UAW has undergone such upheaval in its managerial ranks, the brass, starting with Sean Fain, and it's kept going, and it's become a more democratic, small d democratic, not just edicts handed down, top down from the bosses of the union, but it's a more democratic in terms of like it actually reflects the wants of its rank and file members So whatever, outside of UAW, who has just gone through a transformation in the past few years, every other major union backed Cuomo. You name it, they backed him. Or at best, what they decided to do was not endorse, which is basically an endorsement for Cuomo. The failing New York Times editorial board. Okay, this is what I mean. Major institutions, Wall Street, real estate in New York, the unions, except for UAW, the New York Times editorial board, vastly influential in New York, obviously, especially amongst Democratic Party members. Okay, all lined up. They didn't endorse Cuomo, but said to leave Zohran off your ballot. Maybe put Cuomo at the bottom of your ballot. Didn't have the balls to come out and endorse Landers because Landers decided to do a coalitional sort of thing with Zohran in terms of ranked choice in New York City because they had the ranked choice system for the primary. Then you talk about the money spigot, APAC, all kinds of special interests coming in, flooding the radio, TV, all of these things with anti-Zohran, Zohran propaganda. 25 million raised compared to 8 million from Zohran, 8 million of which is all grassroots, plus the public matches the funds you raise up to a certain extent. So no special interest money, all grassroots, campaign all grassroots, 40,000 volunteers, people who just believe in the message, believe in the platform of the campaign, which is what? Free buses, rent freeze on stabilized housing, which is actually bigger than I thought. I don't know why I've never looked this up, but it turns out, according to Gemini, YouTube's AI, 44% of all apartments in New York City are rent stabilized. I don't know why I thought that was close to like 15, but shit. Rent freeze on all rent stabilized apartments, free buses, state run, city run grocery stores, raising taxes on the very richest New Yorkers and corporations. Simple. Never got off message. Oh, I forgot. All the other institutions. The Democratic Party establishment. All lined up behind Andrew fucking Cuomo, y'all. It really, like, you really can't make this shit up when it comes to corroding credibility with the masses, bro. Like, and I gotta give a shout out. I give a bit of a shout out to the Pod Save Bros, all the ex-Obama staffers who have become major media figures in their own right. Super influential in the party, super influential in the base. Like, these guys, they matter in terms of what they say, what they put out matters, has an effect. They're influential. I gotta say, when they started out, bro, they were just a bunch of run-of-the-mill libtards. There's just no two ways about it. They were status quo loving, Obama loving. Nothing needs to be changed about the way our society is structured for normal and everyday people. We just need to not let Republicans ruin what's already amazing for everybody. Very suspicious of the left, whether it be the Bernie left. I guess they kind of gave Warren some love or whatever. But like, they were just the most annoying, run-of-the-mill, liberal, centrist, boring, uninspiring type of liberals. They've had a transformation. They've evolved on the issues. It's pretty cool to see them admit, yo, we had it wrong before. It's really cool. Dan Pfeiffer, okay? Obama acolyte. He was like, bro, and I'm paraphrasing. The freaking party establishment, DNC types, talking about we need to figure out how to get the young people excited. We need to left Joe Rogan. We need a blah blah blah. Let's like put money into propaganda and blah blah blah, getting them to like our bullshit agenda that stands for nothing and means nothing. At the same time, in New York City, on a grassroots level, a bunch of young people, men included, get excited about a candidate in Zohran. And the first thing they do, not only do they try to squash it and try to kill it in the crib in its infancy, not only do they try to crush this thing that their base voters are excited about and energized about, 40,000 volunteers, y'all, for this freaking dude. They do it in service of Andrew Cuomo's candidacy. When I read that from Dan Pfeiffer, I was like, boy, these people seeing the light. What the fuck? Andrew Cuomo. 12 people credibly accuse him of harassment. In all likelihood, killed a bunch of old people during COVID in that nursing home scandal. One of the most easily identifiable as corrupt machine politicians we've seen, not to mention his main sugar daddy was Jeffrey Epstein's business partner in the Gulf, in all these other places. U.S. Virgin Islands, all kinds of crazy shit. Andrew fucking Cuomo, guys. This is who they line up against. An actual grassroots excitement movement that's happening amongst their base. You can't make this shit up. They're talking about how do we get younger people, male voters, blah, 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 exciting. Something actually in their base is actually happening, and their instinct is to try to crush it. Schumer, Hawk Jeffries, fucking Cuomo rolled out Bill Clinton's sorry ass at the 25th hour. Bill Ackman, all of these ghouls, bro. And they got smoked. Boom. They got destroyed. I'm talking about, man, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. The polls had this guy down by 9. Zohran. Then, you know, you seeing like sympathetic Zohran polls like, yo, he's only down 2. It's a toss-up. It's like, damn, he got a chance. I'm not going to lie to y'all. When you on the left long enough, you expect to lose. Not that you don't fight, but it's like hard to feel optimistic that something awesome is going to happen. I was already ready for a moral victory that Zohran could even come this close and actually build this level of excitement for his campaign. Grassroots, bro. Killing it on social, making sure to hit all the podcasts, all the independent media, which, again, all of that stuff I think contributes to the win. But like, I just want to reflect on your Democratic Party. How pathetic they're fucking pathetic. They're operating on this old paradigm. Let's not even, I mean, the list goes on. The whole trying to smear this dude as an anti-Semite because he thinks Palestinian people are human beings. Oh my God. Stop the presses. Block them up. Send the Muslim away. He thinks Palestinian people are human beings, deserve to live with equal rights under the laws in Israel, like the other people who the Israeli government is ruling over. God forbid anybody feels like equal rights should, under the law, should be a thing. Ask this man at a debate where his first overseas trip is gonna be. He's like, bro, I'm gonna be in New York. I'm the mayor. I don't like what I don't have business overseas. Yo, and asking this nigga this, asking him that. This is so many fucking crazy things about this. Like asking him that, insisting on it, man. Asking him that, considering the fucking sitting mayor right now and his just insane corruption in Turkey, his insane entanglements with a foreign regime, and the idea that you would be encouraging more of, like, it's insane on its face. It's just like, it's so insane that the mayor of New York City, like, it matters, like, as if he has any influence or like it has anything to do with what the Israeli government does. Bro, like, it's insane. They're asking the mayor of New York where his first trip is going to be. And then all these other losers go, well, my first trip's going to be to Israel. Because that's going to do wonders for the citizens of New York City. Yeah, the people in Washington Heights and Corona and Sunnyside and Bensonhurst and Sheepshead Bay and Parkchester and Pelham, yeah, those people should really be concerned about where the fucking mayor of New York City makes his first foreign trip, or how he feels about the genocide in Gaza. I mean, like, yeah, on a human level, you gotta care, but like, how is this relevant to the job, bro? Fucking crazy. And the fact that their smear campaign just didn't work. 10 years ago, guys, I'm telling you, this would not have been possible. Couple of reasons. The primacy of mainstream media outlets, the monopoly that these fools would have had on MSNBC, CNN, all of the Sunday shows, meaning Face the Nation, Meet the Press, obviously the New York Times, the New Yorker, the Atlantic, the Washington Post, the New Republic, like, you name it. They would have had a monopoly on the message, which those places were so, like, the patronage was such a higher percentage of the electorate, where these guys just wield so much power and influence. They would have monopolized the message, and they would have got this nigga clean up out of there, bro. Okay? They would have killed this guy for globalized the intifada and all this other shit. Bro, I think 2019 he would have been a wrap. But the corporate media has so thoroughly discredited itself. Their power has just been so diminished. And so this dude could come out of nowhere with a fraction of the money, do his thing on social, meaning the internet, kill it on public appearances of these independent outlets with huge audiences, and hit the fucking pavement. This guy Cuomo ran the most cynical, and that's their playbook too. They're so gross. They're so disgustingly cynical. They don't give a fuck about anybody, bro. This dude didn't go out. Cuomo didn't campaign. He didn't do media interviews. He didn't have a public schedule that was like released to everybody to be like, all right, he's about to go do this here. You're going to go to a cat shelter. Let's go catch him and ask him a couple of questions. See how the campaign is going. Hear what he has to say about his opponent. Nothing. And when he did talk with, these crazy friendly voices like, I'm going to stand up to Trump. Nigga, what are you talking about, bro? The worst, most cynical, disgusting campaign. And again, just disgusting candidate. The contempt this guy has for the constituency is just crazy. And the party, that's what they're putting their full force behind, bruh. That's what the establishment is putting their full force behind. They should be embarrassed, bro. They should be so fucking embarrassed. And so, yeah, Zoran's able to run this digital combined with hitting the streets, knocking on doors, canvassing, making his face, bro. He did this little one gimmick, man. He did the one gimmick where y'all gotta go watch the video. He did the one gimmick where he's going from the very tippity top of Manhattan, okay, all the way down to lower Manhattan, basically like Wall Street. And he walks down the whole thing along the way. They taping people, honking at this dude, running up to him to take pictures. I need to get a selfie with the next mayor. Yo, bro. And then he's such an effective communicator, bro. When they try to derail him with the Israel shit, he's like, bro, I think, do you think Israel has a right to exist as a Jewish state? He was like, I mean, I think Israel has the right to, I think they should, exist as a state where all of their citizens, meaning all of the people they have dominion over, okay? The Palestinians in Gaza, the Israeli government has dominion over them. They're starving these people to death right now. These people have no autonomy. They can't come and go as they please. They're under the Israeli government's dominion. And his belief is that they should have equal rights under Israeli law. Who can argue with that? And even still, that's got nothing to do with the job that I'm going to be doing for everyday working New Yorkers. My campaign can't be about the fucking Wall Street interests and real estate interests, the people in New York whose lives are insanely perfect already, who have everything, who are getting everything they could ever want out of New York City already. Why are we making why would we make our campaign about them? We got to make it about the people. Bro, this guy's message discipline, that's why I know they're shaking in their boots. Because the thing about de Blasio, who they're saying, oh, de Blasio was a disaster. De Blasio, he passed universal pre-K. I mean, he did something. Okay. De Blasio is just not as talented an orator. He just was not as talented at effectively communicating his visions, his wins. Like he couldn't message it. He couldn't effectively communicate to the public. And that's not to say if Zoran gets elected, there's not going to be times when New Yorkers aren't annoyed at him, because that's the nature of the mayor's office. Okay. But that doesn't mean somebody who's effective in the job can't get shit done and explain to people and show people, yo, this is what I got done for you. And boy, they got fucking worked. I literally couldn't believe what I was watching with my own two eyes last night, man. And just one last thing. I thought I want to read to you some of the analytics. Some of the analytics of this victory. Kind of crazy. Mamdani won white people in New York by 5 points. 25 years after 9/11. A Muslim brother won white New Yorkers +5. Cuomo won the blacks by +18. I'm going to get into that in a little bit. I'm going to get into that. Mamdani won Hispanics +6, Asians, both East Asians, meaning obviously a huge Chinese, Korean contingent in New York City, both immigrant and homegrown, +15. By median income, Cuomo won lower income by +13. We're going to get to that. Middle income, Mamdani +10. Higher income, Mamdani plus 13. It's fascinating. And this is where I think the black vote, you start to understand Cuomo's strength with the black people of New York City by population density, the lower density precincts, meaning the more residential areas of New York, places like where I grew up in Queens Village, Hollis, Cambria Heights, St. Albans. Cuomo won by 13. Medium density, Mamdani plus 14. Higher density, buildings and all of that, Mamdani plus 5. I just think that's fascinating. And I want to concentrate on the black vote of New York City for a little bit because those are my people. That's where I grew up at. That's what I'm of. Basically, working class black neighborhoods in New York. The places I grew up at, even when I was in East Flatbush, and especially when I was in Queens Village, you can't compare Queens Village to a place like Brownsville or East New York or South Bronx. It's just way higher income, way more residential. These are just a bunch of home owning black people who are from working class to professional class, meaning bus drivers and dentists, mechanics and social workers, city workers, nice white collar jobs, nurses, etc. All of these people within the income distribution living in these residential working class to middle class neighborhoods in New York City. I'm more grew up in that part of the situation, much different, like I said, Brownsville, East New York, Far Rockaway, those kinds of places. And boy, let me tell you, man. And another thing that needs to be said about places that I grew up, like East Flatbush, like Queens Village, Hollis, Cambria Heights, St. Albans, Springfield Gardens, Rosedale, heavily West Indian immigrants. If you don't know what West Indian is, Haitian, Jamaican, Trinidad, Barbados, Guyana, and of course, East African as well. A lot of Nigerians, Ghanaians sprinkled in there. Okay, so diasporic black communities, and of course, some black Americans, although like places like Queens Village, not really. Hollis a little bit, but not really. You got to go to Bed-Stuy and Harlem for more of the black American influence. But even places like Bed-Stuy and Harlem especially, very West Indian influence. Okay? And so I just wanted to go through, because I'm not going to lie to you, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. I got a kick out of looking at the results in some of these more West Indian precincts, bro. And Jerv, could you pull me up, please, brother? So, yeah, this is just, the breakdown by votes. Smoke this fool. I can't believe how smoked these guys got. Results by borough. Zohran won 3 boroughs, 3 out of 5 boroughs, which is crazy. Just nuts. Brooklyn plus 17, which I think he ran up that margin not in, well, no, it does have to do with the places like Greenpoint, Williamsburg, Bushwick, the hipster vote, essentially. Like, he definitely ran it up with them, but it's not just that, bro. It is places like Sunset Park. It is these other ethnic enclaves, the non-black working class ethnic enclaves who, let's face it, establishment Dems got nothing for them, bro. Zohran was able to pick up the steam there. I think a lot of people thought the sort of ethnic New York community would rally around Cuomo, and they didn't. It was literally just black people and rich people, whatever. Anyway, Manhattan plus 5, Queens +7, Cuomo on the Bronx +18, and of course Staten Island. But winning Staten Island by 9 is a crazy upset, bro. I don't know what y'all know about Staten Island, bro. But a dude named Mamdani not supposed to only be losing by 9 in Staten Island. That's all I'm gonna say, bruh. I'm sorry if I sound excited. This shit is crazy. Anyway, results by neighborhoods. Okay, this I got a kick out of this. Some of the Cuomo. Okay, so like Zohran winning Bed-Stuy, do or die by 43 points. Insane. Cuomo winning Upper East, Upper West. That makes sense. Zohran is from Astoria, so +52 doesn't surprise me. Um, Crown Heights. I mean, yes, crazy transplanted yuppie population in Crown Heights, but still huge West Indian contingency, and of course, Orthodox Hasidic Jewish population in Crown Heights. A lot of people don't know this, but Hasidim was founded in Crown Heights, Brooklyn. That whole tunnel thing, like this is like that's a sacred freaking site in this sect of Judaism, guys, in Crown Heights. Zoran smoked them +26. Winning Park Slope, like guys, like these are normie, good, nice, white, regular liberals. The Democratic Socialists smoked it. Washington Heights, y'all know what time it is up there. Dominican, smoked it. Flatbush won. Harlem +18. I mean, Bushwick +66. I'm not gonna lie, got an insane. Like, I literally howled at my computer this morning when I saw that number, because again, like, there's a certain stereotype about the type of person that shows up to a DSA meeting and the type of people who live in Bushwick. And I swear to God, there is no difference in the stereotype. I swear to God. And so, like, seeing that number, it like comports with the stereotype that you would hear. East Village +39. That's crazy. East Flatbush. I mean, East Flatbush, Brooklyn. This is where I spent the first 13 years of my life. Literally not a Black American in sight, y'all. I'm talking about it is all West Indian, to the point where it's literally called down Nostra Ave over there, Little Caribbean. Okay, +37 for Cuomo. And what do I think is the meaning of that? I really do think older Black voters in New York City and elsewhere are just, they really stick to the people they know. I believe Zoran is going to, if he wins, I think he's going to earn the love and the trust of the people in these communities. However, they never heard of this kid. Cuomo was the governor for 11 years. He's a Democrat. Like, they're just voting for that guy. But yeah, like these are the places that Cuomo dominated. Midwood, okay? East New York. I was like, what in the fuck? +26 in East New York. Again, Zoran +57 in Greenpoint. I'm sorry. If you guys don't, I'm sorry. For those of you who don't understand the New York City dynamics, like Greenpoint, Bushwick, Williamsburg to a lesser extent, it's become just like, now Williamsburg is like Wall Street dudes, hedge fund guys, like super rich people live in Williamsburg at this point. However, Greenpoint and Bushwick are still holding the mantle of, hipster, white, transplant New Yorkdom. And again, they always associate that New Yorker with DSA type of people. So yes, I did laugh my ass off at +57 in fucking Greenpoint. Again, Jackson Heights, though. Again, a lot of Latin people in Jackson Heights, a lot of East Indian people in Jackson Heights. Smoked them over there. Jamaica, Queens, Canarsie, Brooklyn. Again, Canarsie, Brooklyn is like, I promise you, nothing but immigrant black homeowning people. Cuomo smoked it. Plus 41. Okay, and these are his strongholds, man. You know what I mean? Co-op City, Flatlands in Brooklyn, Queens Village, my neighborhood, only a +7. That surprised me. But then again, a lot of brown people in on the other side of Queens Village, the more eastern, closer to Long Island side of Queens Village. So maybe I shouldn't be surprised. But St. Albans, our adjacent neighborhood, +36. Springfield Gardens, +43. Like, these are the black enclaves of New York City, guys. When you talking about St. Albans, Queens Village, Springfield Gardens in Queens, Eastern Queens, black enclaves. Cuomo went crazy. But again, this is you're talking about a generational thing. These are older people, older black immigrant population who, I promise you, there is nobody more loyal to the Democratic Party than that demographic group. Older black people. But yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I got a kick out of some of these numbers, just kind of looking through it, man. And yeah, just a miracle. Just a miracle in New York City last night. We gotta celebrate this because our wins are so few and far in between. And so, yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Just incredible. As y'all can tell, I'm excited. I'm happy. Like, I'm not gonna say what this portends for the rest of the country or this blah blah blah. But what it means is that the old paradigm doesn't exist. These people can't just bury you in money, bury you in Israel speak, bury you in all of this shit, do nothing for anybody, offer no positive program, and expect to beat somebody as dynamic and as talented as Zohran is. That's legitimately exciting. And this is a moment that the party, if they were smart, Schumer, Jeffries, they would ride this guy's coattails, but they're so deep in the APAC pocket. Like, I don't know. But if they were smart, they would be embracing this and attaching themselves to this new, young, exciting thing that's happening in New York City politics. Anyway, guys, that's our show for today. Shouts to my brother John Gervais on the ones and threes, keeping the trains running on time, man. We will see you guys. Oh, become a Patreon, patreon.com/Count the Dings. Is how we put together this amazing content for you guys. We will see you guys next week. Peace out.